Welcome to the presentation of the app I've been working on for the past few weeks called WordBird. It's an interactive vocabulary app which can be used for learning new words both individually and collaboratively with friends. I started off by doing competitive analysis of these three apps: Quizlet, Flashcards Maker, and StudyBlue. StudyBlue and Quizlet were probably the most helpful and had the clearest designs out of the three, and inspired some of the design decisions that I made while creating this app. The target audience of our app is represented by our proto-persona, Bethany Walker. She's 22 years old, a nursing student in New York City. Her nationality is American, and one of her quotes is, "I'm a full-time nursing student. I work once a week as a nurse assistant, and I also like to maintain a social life. Needless to say, I don't have a lot of extra time." Her behaviors, needs, and goals are as stated. She's extremely busy with a full class schedule, as well as working part-time as a nursing student, and wants an app that allows her to take advantage of her free time and help her study that difficult vocabulary, both individually and with her friends. Our problem statement that is inspiring the creation of this app is: Bethany needs an efficient way to learn and study new terms for her classes amidst her busy work schedule, as well as incorporate an interactive social accountability system for studying among her nursing friends. She is balancing a difficult school life and wants to take advantage of the free time she has by using an app that allows her to challenge herself and have a fun time. Some factors that are really important to Bethany are keeping it simple and efficient and something that allows her to interact with her fellow students. Our hypothesis statement is that we believe by making an app that allows you to create your own vocabulary sets in an organized fashion, as well as have various methods of managing and learning them, such as quizzing, games, and an aspect of sharing them with friends, we will achieve in helping Bethany take advantage of the time that she has, as well as motivate her to learn difficult words, share this experience with her fellow students, and track her progress along the way. We'll start off with the wireframe for our login sign-up page. Logging in with the username is crucial for this app in order to save your scores and allow you to compete with our other members. Moving on to the dashboard, these are some of the quick sketches from the first prototype, displaying all of your folders as well as a section called New Sets Shared With Me, where you can see flashcard decks made by your friends that have been shared with you. Also, when you click on a folder, you can see that there is a section in the folder for your own decks that you have created, as well as a section for decks that other users have created and then you have placed in that folder. This element is really great because with numerous study sets from different classes and people, you have a way to keep them organized. This here is a continuation of the deck's homepage, as well as the screens that you would see to add a new deck of your choice. These are the steps of adding new words presented in a user flow format and consist of creating a new set from the dashboard, naming it, adding terms, definitions, and an option for a photo, clicking save, and then moving on with study options. These were the first prototypes drawn of the deck's homepage, sharing a deck with one or more friends and joining a shared game. They display an option to quiz yourself through multiple choice, fill in the blank, and with manual flashcards. Presented on this slide is the screenshots of playing a multiple choice game with your friends. As you can see, if you follow from picture to picture from left to right, you select the word you think is correct. If you are right, you go to the next term. However, if you are wrong, you are notified with an X. The correct answer is then revealed, and then that word is placed in try again. Once you get through the entire set of words, you are shown how many words were correct and how many were incorrect. You then click try incorrect terms again and are taken into round 2. The goal is to answer all of the words correctly in the least amount of attempts possible. At the end, the number of attempts each player took to complete the set is revealed and placed in first, second, third place, and so on. Not only do you have an option to quiz yourself through multiple choice while competing with friends, you can also quiz yourself individually. The self-quizzing multiple choice game has the exact same rules as the one shared with friends. However, with this one, your final score is not shared with or compared to anyone else's. You also have the option to quiz yourself individually by manually going through flashcards. With self-quizzing flashcards, you are able to tap the card to flip to the other side and see the definition. When you know a word, you swipe right and the card disappears. When you don't know a word, you swipe left and the card goes back into the pile. Once you complete all the words, similar to the multiple choice game, you have the option to try those words again that you got wrong. You can keep doing this as many times as you like until all the words are learned. Like multiple choice self-quizzing game, your scores at the end of this game will not be shared with or compared to anybody else's. This method of quizzing yourself is very efficient for those difficult words because you can easily tap the card to see the other side. You can do this as many times as you like, and if you still don't know the answer, simply swipe left and the card will be placed in the back of the deck for you to try again next round. This is the user flow for practicing words. However, the option to choose a game for sharing with friends was eliminated for simplicity purposes because the only type of quiz to do with friends is multiple choice. This user flow follows the same list of directions that stated in the previous slides. The usability test plan for my first prototype consisted of testing 4 participants for 10 minutes each on the usability and ease of navigation for vocabulary learning tasks. The tasks asked of the participants were opening the app and signing in as a new user, opening the set of words someone has shared with you, adding it to your own folder, then proceeding to play a game with the user that shared it with you, creating a new set of words, saving it, and then going back to edit it, sharing the set you made with friends. However, instead of studying with them, go back and practice them on your own in your own game of choosing. A copy of the usability test report is pasted here for your viewing. However, the results and improvements will be discussed in the following slides. To start off, one participant was wondering why there wasn't a welcoming page after she signed up. This was just a cosmetic concern. However, I added one in to make the experience more welcoming. As for the dashboard, some participants were confused that there was both a pencil icon and an add new set of words, both in the bottom navigation bar as well in the top right plus sign. Because of this, I changed the pencil in the menu bar to a notification symbol, which can be used for alerting you when you have friends that have shared a deck with you or invited you to a game. I considered this a severity level 2, however, these changes should clarify some confusion and make usability run more smoothly. Another participant was concerned about the look of the deck's individual folder and wished there was an option to see all of the decks in a folder rather than just seeing it through my sets or shared with me. For this reason, I created an all decks section so someone can see all of the decks in a folder, including the ones that they have made and the ones that have been shared with them. I considered this a severe to level 1 or 2 as a cosmetic problem, but I thought fixing it would help clarify things for users. You can also now clearly see the option to view the biology folder that was shared with you and then add it into a folder of your choosing. These organizational elements should help Bethany keep the words that she creates as well as the ones that are shared with her organized in a useful manner. Another participant struggled to find the plus sign when I asked her to create a new deck. I rated this as severity level of 3 and changed the plus sign in the top right to clearly state the words new deck. Once in a particular folder, if you click new deck, it will automatically add into that folder. However, if you decided to click new deck starting from the dashboard, there was not an option to choose the location of that deck. I considered this as severity level 3 as it affects organizational properties and would leave that particular deck with nowhere to go. So I included a page to choose the location of your deck. Also, when the participant was asked to edit a word in that deck, there was not an option to select a particular word, which I considered a severity level 3. So once clicking on the pencil edit icon in the deck's homepage on the top right corner, you can now select a particular word and a keyboard will pop up for you to edit it. In the previous prototype, you were only able to see if somebody shared a deck with you or invited you to a game if you directly went to the deck, and this became an issue for some participants. However, now if you click on the notifications button on the navigation bar, you would see that you were invited to a game, which would then bring you to the biology page. and then you could join the game. Or you could have clicked on the biology folder itself from your dashboard. One particular user thought the Dex homepage was confusing, so I simplified the look to make joining a game look more clear. Also, when asking a participant to play a game that was shared with friends, it was not clear to her in the beginning as to how the game was interactive. This seemed like a severity level of 3 because the participant was confused as to what she was doing. So, I added a page in the beginning of the game that explained how the scoring worked with her friends, which described that you want to complete a set of words with the least attempts possible, and then those attempts will be compared with your friends, and the one with the least amount wins. The rest of the game ran smoothly and is designed in the same manner as shown in previous slides. When asking a participant to pause her game with friends and return to the Dex homepage to quiz herself first, the participant wondered what would happen with that game that she was just in when she paused it. Because of this, I included a page that would appear saying that she has paused the game, and if she chooses to return and finish, then her friends will be alerted with her score. The Resume Game button will then be visible on the Dex homepage. Everything else with the multiple choice and flashcard testing went smoothly and efficiently. Here I have included the link to the most updated version of my prototype that it contains all of these improvements. In conclusion, I learned a few things designing this app over the past few weeks. Don't work too hard on the early designs because they just get changed and edited more than you think. Don't be a perfectionist, which I definitely usually am. Don't get offended or take criticisms personally. Genuinely and openly listen to what participants have to say, even if you don't agree. I had to tell myself that a few times. Let participants make mistakes during test taking and refrain from telling them the right steps to do. This was definitely hard for me to do as well because I knew the app so well and I just wanted to tell them what to do, but I had to remind myself to let them take the reins. And last but not least, focus on a more basic design next time and try not to make things too complicated. Okay, well, thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed my app.